Last week we finished up these series of workshops with Union Square. And then this round of public engagement is ending with tonight's meeting, which is the second one we've had here in Medford. And people were very vocal on the issues that affect them, and I appreciate that. Noise and vibration, traffic, all of those types of issues. The bridges, there's 16 bridges along the corridor, and we talked about the need to reconstruct those bridges if we put the green line through, whether there's enough room there on that. And likewise, we talked about the property acquisitions. I know a lot of folks were looking for definitive answers, but we're not at that.
The list of the stations that we are evaluating, and then those that, as part of the Secretary's certificate, we've been asked to additionally look at the feasibility of. And the first location that is Washington Street, right along the Low Line. I'll talk about the Low Line branch first, that runs from Somerville up into Medford. The Washington Street is the first location. In the vicinity of Gilman Square is the second. At Lowell Street is another neighborhood. The Ball Square neighborhood. College Avenue, Winthrop Street, and Route 16, the Mystic Valley Parkway area. We've also been asked to look at, along the Low Line, the possibility of a station location at Brick Bottom, and the possibility of combining potentially the Winthrop Street and College Avenue ones into one
Much
station.
discussion has been made about the possibility of receiving funding, perhaps from the Executive Office of Transportation, with the federal money that was given to it to manage this project, for a position within the Office of Community Development in Medford, who could act as some sort of assistant on this project in monitoring information, a lot of the environmental impact information that is being handled right now. And this is something of great importance to the citizens in Medford. And we were wondering if that...
I don't know if the funding allows us to, can be used. I don't know how to answer, but I know that that question's out there and is probably coming to us shortly. Second was, yeah, the plans. I mean, as Mike said, we're going to get up everything on the web. Obviously, we meet with the Medford, Community Development Office, Lauren's office, as often as we can. And so, yeah, we'll be happy to share that stuff. In terms of ridership, I think was the same question I had earlier. We're going to be redoing all that, and it's going to these ridership analyses will be more in line, as you said, Council, in terms of the, I think we envision this more, like you said, as other Green Line stations where it's more walk up as opposed to big parking facilities.
The next steps, we're doing the alternatives analysis. We've wrapped up the survey, and so now we're in position that we can start laying out the alignments of both the Green Line and any impacts on the commuter rail line that has to happen. We have the topographical information, so I can start to look at what the cross-section would look like and if there is any property acquisition and those kinds of things. We're also starting the environmental assessments as well. We'll be putting the monitors out there to get baseline information on air quality and noise. We're also, so those things are taking place over the next couple of months. So you're not going to probably see us for a couple of months because we have to go back and do some work so that when we come out the next time we have some answers for you folks. But that's the next few months we're really diving into that. But we will be continuing to meet with the advisory committee. In fact, we have a meeting next week, and then there's one in April, and there'll be one in May. And then we'll schedule another round of these informational meetings later in the spring after we
we're out here being honest with you folks that we don't know what this project is going to be yet. We know we have a legal commitment to produce a Green Line project that we've committed to the federal government. But do we know what that project is? No.